Well, hello there. This is Kim Morris with Sailing Happily Ever After. Thank you so much for joining me again for my Togetherness Tuesday. I come on every Tuesday and we talk about relationships. And sometimes I have questions from readers where they ask me questions. Sometimes I just give little tips. So I really am glad for all of those that join me live because it really helps me give me that boost to keep going. So, and if you are on live and you're on your computer, I'd really like you to type in and say hello, or, well, even if you're on your phone, type in and say hello so I can see who's here. I really love to know who's online so I can give a shout out to you. And if you have any questions while I'm talking, please make sure that you post them in the feed so that I can answer any of your questions. I will be looking down and checking to see who's on here. So today we are going to be talking about a response that I had to someone who wrote me. And this was a woman named Danielle, and what she wrote me was, let me see if I can pull it up here so I get it exactly right. She said, "I love him. I'm just not sure that love is enough." Well, Danielle, that's a really, really great question. And I get that question a lot. And let me start off by giving you a little story about a girl that I knew. And this girl just started dating this guy, and he was really super romantic. He bought her flowers, he sent her nice little texts, he constantly told her that he loved her and how much he cared about her, and he did all these wonderful romantic things. I just realized that when my washing machine is going in the background, sorry about that. And so she really fell absolutely in love with all of this romance that they were experiencing. And so then they started talking about the things that would help them function in their life if they decided to stay together. And anytime they would talk about any of these things like money or their plans for the future or how they saw their life, they would argue. And they just never seemed to be able to come to a decision about what it was they needed in their life. So they were not functioning as a couple. And every time that she would try and talk to him about these things, he would say to her, "Well, those things don't matter. We're in love." And they were always at an impasse. And he had her totally convinced for a while that none of her needs mattered because they were in love. But really, if we can't function as a couple, especially in the dating stage, then we really need to look at those issues and why we can't function. And love is not always enough. I mean, we have also seen people who stay with their partners because they say they love them when they're really unhealthy relationships. So we know that love is not enough in those instances either. So we really want to be sure that we look at the entire relationship and not just get caught up with our heart overtaking our head and wondering, isn't love enough? Shouldn't love conquer all? Now, that being said, if you're married and you're in a committed relationship and you're not functioning, love and commitment might be that thing that's going to get you through that hard time. You may be looking at this mountain of a problem in front of you, and you do not know how you're going to get past it. But your love and your affection for each other and that steadfastness that you have in your commitment is what's going to get you over that mountain and onto the other side. So in that sense, love really can conquer all because it is the driving force that makes you work through what you need to work through. In fact, there was a study done in a book, and the book was called, let me get this right, The Case for Marriage by Maggie Gallagher and Linda Waite. And this study was done on thousands of couples, and they asked them questions like, are you happy? Are you very happy? Are you unhappy? Are you very unhappy? And they really zoned in on the couples that were truly not happy. They were unhappy couples. And the really interesting thing is that they checked in on them 5 years later. And for the ones that were still together, 67% of those that were unhappy, very unhappy 5 years ago, now said that they were happy now. So this is a real testament to how sticking through and holding on to that love can really get you through the bad times. So while we want to be really careful that we are not in a place where love is clouding our head and we're making some really bad decisions about staying in a really bad relationship, we also want to know that sometimes that commitment and love can truly carry us through to those hard times. So Danielle, I'm not sure in your instance if love is enough for you. So it depends on why you're not functioning, but I would certainly hope that you would figure out what's not functioning and help get the skills that you need by talking to relationship experts or talking to someone that you trust and getting some great advice on how to make that relationship work. So again, everybody who joined me today, thank you so much for joining me. Please subscribe to my videos. There's a little place in the corner where you can hit subscribe and so that you can see these live videos every single week when I post them. And I hope that you all are learning some great things from this, and I hope that you leave me some comments. I would love to know what you think. So until next time, keep keeping it together. Bye-bye.